Simpsons Index, an online spreadsheet that is also a podcast. This is the podcast. Coming at you live from the dank in Newtown, this is the Simpsons Index, episode 38. Hello there, I am your host, Elliot J. O'Neill, and joining me this week in the dank is... and...
Actually, two different people. It's Jacque here.
And finally...
BT Calloway, one of your spoon and fork operators from Sector 7G.
And yes, welcome guys. Yes, Sheridan and PT, you listeners would know, but Jacque's new to the podcast.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. Thank you for joining us in the dank tonight.
No worries, man.
And now with every new guest, we just like to ask a little bit of Simpsons history. Where did the Simpsons start with you?
Simpsons was, in my household, one of those kind of naughty things. So I literally had to wait until, like, being raised by my grandparents, I had to wait until they went out, and I would tape it on the VCR and, and hide the VCR in my bedroom. So,
oh wow, it was illegal contraband in your house.
Hard out. Well before porn. Simpsons was considered, like trash TV in my household. So it was certainly valued very much more than it's probably worth, unfortunately. But those were the early seasons, so, you know.
Yeah.
Contraband always is.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. And yes, this is the podcast where we review 3 episodes of Simpsons at a time, but the catch is each episode comes from a different decade. And starting out tonight, we just watched an episode from the HD era, and it was season 23, episode 19, A Totally Fun Thing That Bart Will Never Do Again. First aired in April 2012. And in this episode, Bart, feeling like his routine has become a bit mundane, has... And the only thing that will break this mundane routine is a big cruise on a ship, a big holiday on a cruise ship. And so all the Simpson family go on a cruise ship and then they get tooled off in Antarctica. Guys, what'd you think?
You missed a really big plot point there.
That's for when we go over the plot point.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Plot point.
Yeah, pretty much. I liked it, and I mean that and all the uncertainty that it conveys.
Yeah. It's sort of weird with the HD episodes because, you know, when we go back to the teens, we might have seen it a couple of times, and the classics, obviously, we watched a lot, but it's hard to tell, like, how much staying power these episodes do have. But yeah, generally, I liked this one as well.
Yeah, as far as other HD era episodes go, this was one of the better ones, I thought, until the ending, but I'm going to save my rage until then.
Fair enough. And... All right, so yeah, starting out the beginning, starts out with the really cool montage, I thought.
Hey, we were wondering if this was a reference to something, and
It had to be.
Let's do some Googling on the Simpsons Index and find out if that was a reference. So it was called That Really Fun Thing That Bart Will Never Do Again.
A totally fun thing that Bart will never do again.
Yeah, they're even getting lazy on the episode titles now.
Apparently it's a reference to an essay or something about a guy's travels on a cruise ship.
That's the nerdiest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, well...
They are
it's
a bunch of nerds.
It's a reference to an essay.
And speaking of nerdy shit, yeah, we don't normally mention the couch gags, but this one I like where it just has the writing of what each thing is. It's just got couch, sailboat painting.
The whole minimalist look as far
Yeah.
as like what they normally go for, which is a bit over the top. Like, I'll pay that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and especially 23 years into the show's run, like that's like a really original idea. Couldn't find the reference on Wikipedia.
I'm looking.
What was you thought you could identify the song?
I thought it sounded like Hot Chip.
Okay, it's possible. Something about a schoolboy.
Yeah.
I'm not down with the new kids' music and...
You were right. It was Hot Chip. I'm working on the rest of it, but that's come up.
Nice.
Also, this episode has a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
No, it's not.
Why would I lie to you, Elliot? My circuits are incapable of that.
But yeah, in this montage anyway, I thought they did some really cool work with the panels and stuff and like showing how boring his life had become with, his same still face along all the things going by him. And they also did another cool thing where towards the end of the montage, they had 5 panels, the screen divided up into 5 panels, and each one ended up with him on the couch. I thought that was, just a really nice way of explaining that he's bored.
I think it's something that they have actually touched on before, like that way of of portraying Bart. I definitely don't think this is an original thing that they've done, but the way that it was set out was definitely, eye-catching, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice new twist on an old premise, totally.
Can't find it if the montage is in reference to anything. The entire episode is a reference to the 1997 non-fiction novel collection, A Supposedly Fun Thing I'll Never Do Again by David Foster Wallace.
Oh, that's something that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Good on you, David Foster Wallace.
That novella about the cruise ship and whatnot.
To be fair, even classic era makes some fantastic references that you do have to look up, and even they, I'm thinking specifically of Brother from Another Series, where it mentions the death of some composer we had to look up.
Oh yeah,
I can't even remember it, but it was one of those.
Whom?
You look it up and you go, "Ha, that is funny," and you're like, "I."
It's so obscure that we can't remember it, obviously. So the montage ends, and Bart and all 5 panels are joined up, and Bart's sitting on the couch next to Maggie, who sees that he's in a calm mood, offers him his pacifier, and he goes, what does he say? He just basically gives Maggie an existential crisis right
pretty
there.
much he just goes, "Listen, kid, there's gonna be a point in your life where that just won't cut it anymore," and then she's just
she's
just devastated for a second.
She's had that moment of, oh God, what does anything mean?
I really like that because she's offered a pacifier to people before, and sometimes it's worked. And this is just the one time it's just like, nope, not enough.
And it's her only moment really in the whole episode.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
it's a great one.
What's
It's
Maggie
solid.
doing on the whole cruise?
Yeah,
I didn't
She's
even think
not-
she was on it.
yeah.
Until there's a couple of scenes at
Yeah.
the end and she's in Marge's arms.
Was she? I didn't remember seeing her.
Yeah, she was in
Exactly.
Antarctica. Yeah,
Okay.
she was
Well,
wrapped
there you
up there. Because I remember noticing that as well when they are in Antarctica and Bart's like going around the room, going, you got Lisa, you got this. Marge and Homer, you've never been better. And then he didn't mention Maggie as well.
No.
I'm sure you enjoyed the Babies Club.
Maggie's a convenience character, to be honest.
She's not there when you don't need her to be, and she's there when you need someone to kill Mr. Burns.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Homer's watch. It's only there when he needs to look at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So it actually jumps into the whole cruise ship plot point fairly quickly because, it's when they're sitting on the couch that the ad pops up for Royalty Cruises.
Yeah, I really like that it ends with Bart watching TV. And as we've noticed during this podcast, they watch a lot of TV, and we watch them watching TV a lot.
Yeah.
The solution to all life's problems comes from TV. So then just shows a ad for the cruise, and he's immediately, yep, that's exactly what's going to pull me out of this slump.
Definitely another kind of not purposeful, but another continuing theme with in reference to Bart, as though he just regurgitates immediately what catches his eye on TV and ads.
He excitedly runs into Marge and Homer's
and
room.
quotes the end of the ad.
It's totally calling back to buy me Bone Storm or go to hell or I want to go to Mount Splashmore. Take me now.
No.
Mount Splashmore, won't you take me now? Yeah, and so we go bust into Marge and Homer. Now, this is sort of... I thought Homer was probably one of the weaker points of this episode, and this Mr. Steak rant sort of highlights what I'm talking about.
Oh, I loved it, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I'm quite the opposite. I loved Homer's rants this episode.
He
Only
had
because it set Marge up for such great retours. Who could stay married to such a man?
Exactly.
No, I don't. He said Mr. Steak 6 times in that bit, and just I don't know. I was just over it. I like
No, I feel it.
Because Mr. Steak doesn't get mad at you for spending all your money at Mr. Steak.
But then it goes up, well, why don't you ask Mr. Steak? She's not really. And it's just
I'm a little halfway on that one. I do like that bit, the main point, which is Mr. Steak doesn't get mad when you spend all your money at Mr. Steak. It does drag on. I feel like it's one of those jokes that probably worked a lot better on the page than it did in read.
Yeah.
But I do quite I like most of it. It's just, it goes on a bit long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a feeling they do write more things to entertain the table read, where the actors, the voice actors, can just go for it, because it was a cool performance. It just got irritating.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I was writing for this show, I would get much bigger kick out of making the table laugh than I would being about that got in the episode good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd
Totally.
much prefer that.
I mean, you could argue that one is an indicator of the other, though.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be a different degree of what's going to make an audience last compared to what's going to make the people who've been doing this for nearly 30 years last.
Yeah, I guess so.
But, I mean, counter that, I thought his next couple of lines when Bart decides, I can sell all my stuff. And then his line when he goes into his room, but I found a mean squirrel that I need you to dare me to beat up or whatever. Like, that was funny. And then him looking around, not seeing any of Bart's things in his room, going, he's been ruptured.
And his
And all
crap's
of
been
his stuff has
craptured.
been
That's right. Yeah. And yeah, it was a good move of Bart to do this act of, I'm going to give away all my earthly sell all my earthly possessions to get on this cruise.
Mm-hmm. No, it works. And
Definitely one of the only episodes that Bart's displayed any type of behavior that's been selfless.
Yeah, that's true.
And even call back to like the Three Men in the Comic Book episode where, desperately trying to scrounge money from anywhere. And he took it to a new extreme. But it felt totally natural in this story.
I just love
Definitely.
that everything this family owns is complete shit, and yet they have a garage sale and sell everything. I tried having a garage sale once. I couldn't get rid of anything. People walked past and said, that's a load of shit. Who would pay
What were
money
you
for that?
selling? Were you like, it's a candy dish, $90?
Yeah, well, basically, yeah. Here's this
No,
old
only candy.
poster. $40 for this ripped local band poster you've never heard of.
Because it was sentimental to you.
Yeah. Not for sale.
Yeah, I think that we just figured out why.
Yeah.
But I do like Lisa has a very quick line of going, figures with zeros in them we just can't afford.
Yeah.
That was strong.
Yeah, and as Maggie having the existential crisis, here's Lisa, someone who's already had that. Like, that was a really good weathered delivery of hers as well. So, yeah, and the family decide, Bart's done this.
So
Yeah.
quick go back. Just when he runs into Homer and Marge's room, Homer's reading Magazine Hater magazine.
Oh, magazine hater, yeah. And there's a woman throwing a magazine in the bin on the front cover. Like,
Not any woman, mate. That was Mila Kunis.
oh, was it?
Yes.
Mila Kunis hates magazines. I've read that.
I missed that. So, and also I did like Homer's complaining montage here where, he's basically in the same static shot, but the background keeps changing around him as the family get to the cruise. I thought that was a great way to, break up his complaining rant and show the passage of time
like
as
the
well.
And the whole way, it's just like, we're going to have to build sandcastles. Why does every sandcastle require my participation? You never get to be alone with my wife. It's all just share in the same room. And Homer grumbling is always great.
I loved this rant, to be honest.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything he said was so true as well.
And
Then you find your kid at the swim-up bar eating a $30 cheeseburger,
And
which he drops in the pool.
And it was great. A good 15, 20-second rant that, when they do get to the ship and they see how fantastical it is, like, they really earn that emotional turn when they're like, whoa, wow.
Okay, so two quick jokes that we quickly want to go back to. One, when Bart's depressed because he sold all his stuff and he still doesn't have the money together, just goes, I'm just going to go to floor just because he sold his bed. And then when he wakes up, they've all sold something to be able to pay for it. And
jazz.
Lisa's sold, she's like, I sold some of my rare jazz records because actually they started to sound the same after a while. But that doesn't mean I'm losing respect for the genre. No, it's still fantastic as ever. It was just a really great quiet burn on jazz.
Mm-hmm. Take that, Jazz.
She needs
Jazzazz.
some Ken Burns jazzazz.
Ken Burns, Jazzazz Burns. Burns from Jazz. This is like the 8th time we've mentioned Ken Burns on this podcast.
Yeah, it's a running
yeah.
theme. I thought I'd keep the tradition alive.
Can we just call him?
See if he'll be on an episode.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So just at the end of Act 1, they go through a thing where they end up getting a triple upgrade, and I thought it was a nice natural way to show like the Simpsons in a bigger room, without you having to make the logical leap. Well, they couldn't really afford that.
Yeah, but it felt a little laboured. Because there's a bit where Bart wakes up and goes, it was all a dream. Like, no, you just passed out when you saw your room in the triple upgrade. It was a little too forced. But again, it gets us there, so whatever.
How awesome did that room look? Got Xbox and a
It was
climbing wall.
pretty
I'm
and-
sorry. It was all about the boat bed.
Yeah. Sleep in a boat with underwater glass walls.
Yep.
Perfect.
Pretty damn sweet.
So starting out at Act 2, we meet, I didn't quite catch his name, but Steve Coogan was the guest voice on this, and I thought he did really well throughout the episode.
He did.
Yeah.
He has this great introduction where he's the cruise captain being all casual, just walking over to railing and leaning, and then continuing his discussion, walking over to another
And
rail
more
and leaning.
leaning.
Yeah.
Just constantly leaning. It was a really subtle little bit. It's just like, if I work so hard, I should probably take a vacation. If I did, I would take it on this cruise ship. That's how much I love this cruise ship, leaning.
That's so great. Like, it reminds me of, like, in Arrested Development, Bob Loblaw, who, when his commercial, he's constantly closing briefcases.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah's law blog.
Yeah. You're quite a mouthful.
I have to say at this point, actually, that this is, from start to finish, this has cruise line experience pegged to a T. From the lame cruise director that's there to meet your every need, to the fun schedule, the buffet, the jerks in the Hawaiian shirts
But
eating
it's still
too
not
much.
painted
It's
in
just,
overall like negative light.
no, they've done it to
doesn't
look really
turn me
good.
off cruises.
In my own mind, I'm thinking floating RSL, floating RSL, floating RSL. But, you know,
I think, like, you're the only one of us who's been on a cruise recently.
I've been on 2, in fact.
2?
My.
So this one was more like the first one I went on, which was the sort of family cruise experience that they're talking about. Okay, so overall it's been roughly 12 days.
Yeah.
They've run out of food. Someone's eaten human meat. They're cooking seagulls. They've got a gladiator ring. There's like chaotic rule of law. It's just
The
hilarious.
cult.
Yeah, a cult formed from Dave the pool guy.
Dave's the lifeguard.
That's
And
right.
humanity has been running by
Mankind
the
was warned not to run near the pool.
And yeah, all that mankind's hubris sort of rants. Like.
So good.
But yeah, jumping ahead. But yeah, back before talking about like the cruise experience. Yeah, Marge going, oh my God, they provided us with the right amount of towels. Enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, even Homer sort of changes his tune when he gets a little privacy with Marge, and he doesn't even need to thrust anymore when they're having sex. It's just
Let the motion of the ocean take over.
Ocean sex rules.
Take that, land sex.
yeah. Yeah, so maybe it was just that first sort of performance of Homer's I wasn't that crash hot on, because that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And yeah, even Lisa gets her little elite kids club, and I like that she's really into the idea of how diverse they are.
Yeah, it's so diverse. And then there's like 2 kids in wheelchairs. She's like, 2?
Yeah.
Like on a PBS special.
Yeah, and then it goes through another montage with Bart, and it changes animation style very subtly here.
I am looking up if that's a reference. I'm assuming it is.
I was just going to say, it does look like a Wes Anderson sort of move.
It's very Wes Anderson-y. But he wouldn't switch. Anyway, we'll worry about that
It
later.
reminded me specifically of Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
So I'm kind of guessing it's from, but that's the one I haven't seen. So
Yeah.
Anyway, other things I didn't pick up, but is on this list of references. It has on the cruise's fun schedule Xbox with PS3 controllers,
That's the one thing I wrote down.
human Super Mario Brothers, Sith training with a certified Sith Lord, real life Tetris, and Power Ranger lessons from former Pink.
Amy Jo Johnson, the one that was on Ally McBeal. Oh, wow.
Trust
If
you
you
to
say
know
so.
that.
I'm a Power Rangers fanatic.
Clearly. Let's see.
It actually, by the time this episode airs, it will be out in theaters.
Nice. I assume it'll blow.
Come see it with me, because no one else will.
I'll see it with you,
I
buddy.
definitely will.
Yes.
I had to set it up the other day at North Ryde Shopping Centre.
Yeah.
Power Rangers training. You go in, they've got the Xbox motion thing,
Kinect,
and
yeah.
you go hard as a Power Ranger. Yeah.
Can you be green?
Yeah. No, you can't.
Well,
No,
I'm
because they
sorry.
haven't got the
Actually-
Green Ranger in the movie.
I know.
Yeah.
I know that's what you want, Elliot, and I'm always on the lookout for what you want.
I think that's what they're going to do. That's what going to be the post credits thing. They're going to have like the Dragon Zord emblem or something, and it'll flicker, and then it'll go zhun, and then it'll be like sequel.
And you will just chiz.
Yeah.
No, okay. All I've got is the music playing during Bart's fun activity montage is, Ruslan and Ludmila
What?
by Mikhail Glinach. You know what? Just fuck it.
Have the Simpsons used like every song that they need to like really go for the most
They're
obscure
on the
world?
dregs of their iPod, yeah.
Yeah. Going in the bargain bins at cheap shops and picking up some weird obscure music now. The weird animation was sort of it was weird, but it suited the style of how he was sort of jumping through the panels and like going up, down, and around in all weird ways.
Yeah,
But,
just enjoying everything the cruise had to offer. That's ultimately you take away from it. So
Yeah, but I think it was just weird because it didn't look different enough from The Simpsons normal art style to be different, but it looked different enough to be sort of a weirdly unsettling.
Yeah, I can go. It's one of those, if you weren't paying entire attention, you wouldn't have noticed it.
Guilty.
Or you would have looked up and gone,
I honestly didn't know.
And it was only a little thing. It's just his head was slightly bigger and his arms and legs were a bit thinner as well.
What is he doing? He does a water slide. He does a reptile class. He crawls through something. He does. I liked the history of cruise ships
with John Maxtone Graham.
With John Maxtone Graham that he sat in. And yeah, it was just him running around. It wasn't noticeably different animation style.
Not too different, but yeah. So closing out that, he comes into the ballroom to meet with his family for dinner, and Steve Coogan sings this song that's like, "Enjoy the fun while you can." And yeah, I'm not normally a fan of Simpson musical moments in the later seasons, but this one was actually not too bad.
Well, this one makes sense as well. It doesn't come out of nowhere.
It's a plot point. It's
and
not cheesy.
And it's a song that's meant to be a song. Some of the worst ones we've seen, people just start singing. You're like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Why like this?
Yeah. Whereas this leads in. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So
yeah, and again, Steve Coogan just nailed it. Like he's really good. But yeah, this all sort of comes crashing down on Bart where, he realizes that, like, this thing's halfway over. I got to make it last. And so he grabs a DVD starring Treat Williams, who I had to look up. I had no idea who that was. But yeah, he's one of those guys that you know the face once you've seen it, and he's been in fucking everything.
Yeah. Right.
Especially a bunch of straight to DVD plague movies.
They're a genre, damn it.
So yeah, Bart screws up the ship's communication with Hot Fudge and, plays parts of this DVD for the full view of the cruise ship, making everyone think that there's a virus on land, so they need to stay out to sea longer.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I kind of stopped taking notes.
Me too.
Because I felt like I knew where it was going and I knew everything about this. Yeah. I've actually seen this one before, but this was the only point I realized I'd seen it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like when you watch an episode and you get halfway through before you realize you're watching a bad episode and you're like, damn you Simpsons, you tricked me.
Yeah, my remaining note is literally just stuff happens.
Yeah, basically. It honestly doesn't go on for much longer after the virus is released.
But that's the weird thing, because it's not that bad or boring stuff happens from this point on. I just felt no need to write notes about it. I'm like, I can probably just remember all the points from this point on.
Well, we sort of already hit on it talking before about, everyone going, oh, mankind's hubris, and then the cult leader, and the boat deteriorating as well, and like the roller coaster just flying off into the sea.
Into the abyss.
I really like that everything gets a little bit Lord of the Flies. It's actually, it would be kind of a cool setup for a B-grade movie. I'd watch the shit out of that movie.
Do you think it's a Batman reference where they're doing the boat court?
Oh.
A little bit, a little bit on Dark Knight Rises,
Yeah.
But, I like it how it's as petty as you let your music trivia team down. Join the penal conga line.
Yes,
for 8
that's
hours
the best.
on the penal conga line.
And the very unenthusiastic. Marge and Lisa end up finding out Bart, and I like how Homer bust into the scene as well in like full Mad Max Road Warrior.
Yeah, like, I did great at the fighting pits today, but I got attacked by raiders on the way back.
More orders.
Yeah, it's just every apocalypse movie happening on this one cruise ship. It's great.
Yeah, but from then on, Marge and Lisa, the family make Bart confess, and he does, and someone's in the middle of an impassioned speech. I think it was Bart.
No, it was Marge going,
Marge.
on this boat there's a chapel, and in that chapel there's a book, and that book says, judge not lest ye be cut.
Yeah, cut, and they're dump the Simpsons on Antarctica and the ship's out of there.
Yeah.
Before that, though, I have to comment on the cruise ship workers.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden they don't have to be nice anymore. Go to hell, fat ass. And throw a chair at
And Marge
everyone.
is like, he brought me an extra towel the other day.
Called me lovely lady.
Oh, how quickly they turn.
So in looking through trivia, looking for references we didn't get, I did discover that this marks the Simpsons. Once they are on Antarctica, they have been to every continent.
Yep.
I have to say this was a freaking lazy ending from here on in.
Well, I was just going to say, it felt like that's why it existed. Like, I feel like they've been trying to have the Simpsons go to Antarctica for a long time so that they could tick this off, because they'd hit all the continents within like the first 10, 12 years or something. Yeah. And like, I think this is the only way they could get to Antarctica, but then what do they do?
They wrote this episode like trying to get it. We've got to get the Simpsons to the Antarctica.
I reckon it's the only way they could tick this off, because the other thing is, like, there's nothing you could do when they got to Antarctica, so it could, of course, only be like a...
How about Lisa wins a contest to go to the research station?
Yeah, when I saw the research station, I thought that that's where the rest of the episode was heading.
Morgan Freeman standing there narrating them.
Yes. I thought they were going to head there too, and then it just sort of ended abruptly. They watched some penguins for a while. Homer spouts a really lame line about enjoy, have fun while you can.
Well, I thought it was good because it was like Lisa, like, really taking a long way of saying seize the day, and then Homer goes, yeah, just have fun, Twerp, and just throws him into the slide with the penguins and
straight into the freezing cold ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's all good.
Just casually sliding around icebergs in the Antarctic with a small strapless red dress on.
Yeah.
In shorts and a t-shirt in minus 50 degrees. Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, you know what's better than pneumonia? Double pneumonia.
I did actually like it as well, how he goes to strangle him and his hands were just way too numb. Like, again, another good animation bit. But yeah, I reckon there is a story to be mined from there, but it did feel like, here's a quick way that we can get them to Antarctica and don't need to do a whole episode about it.
How'd they get back?
Oh,
we go from...
That's just a mystery between that last frame of sliding and Bart looking at that picture.
Let's say...
They're still there.
They were eventually rescued by, let's say... Mo.
Yeah.
I think that is a like overarching theme of the whole thing, like Bart confronting his whole mortality or whatever, and kind of accepting that he's not going to have... an outstanding life in ways that, his sister might.
Yeah.
But his primary kind of part of being, which is always having fun, and he has to realize that, like, that's who he is.
That's it.
He has fun, and that he has to seize those moments where he has fun.
Yeah, I did quite like his collection of sliding down things.
Like, he's on his deathbed looking at the slippery slide, like literally, at school.
Yeah, well, because it's the whole, that penguin's just sliding down, but it's a brief moment of fun before the mundane.
But maybe that's the whole thing that they're getting at.
Yeah.
Which is
life
Bart,
is full of slides.
Well, no, Bart's particularly, Bart is sliding down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it's fun while it lasts, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It goes all parabolic.
That's Bart's lot. Yeah.
I like that line from the song as well.
Yep. And I just got a list of cut things that were from the fun schedule.
Oh, yeah.
They've got trivia and they've got more stuff. So let's see, we've got Mud Munch, Chimp Sign Language, Tie-Dye Your Own Cowboy Hat, The Propellers Up Close and Personal, Onesie Bedazzling Class for Babies, Toss Melons at the Propellers, Work Those Water Balloon Boobs, Hull Painting, Pizza Frisbee, Exotic Foods That Taste Like Normal Foods Buffet, Paramedic Golf. It keeps going. Let's see. Who had that
They're
one?
so cruise shippy as well, especially buffet foods.
What about Punch Through Paintings?
See, that's where they were sitting around making the writer's table laugh, because that whole thing was flashed up for less than a second.
Norwegian Swearing.
Yes.
Ice Cream Rave. Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh, and the ice cream snowball fight as well.
Mess with an octopus advanced.
All right. Well, it is time for the questionnaire. So I'm changing up the order of questions on the questionnaire now,
You
dear
son of a
listener.
bitch.
Yep. 38 episodes in and we're still innovating. But I think we're going to stick with the whole doing the episodes later to earlier now. I think the show works better doing that.
Yes, that was a fantastic innovation, and you just keep coasting on it. Although this is the first episode we're doing with headphones on all people, and not just Elliot in the editing bay. So if we sound different, it's because we can hear ourselves.
Yep. Not self-conscious at the moment or anything.
That's horrible. That's what I sound like?
Why is it all nasally and nerdy? And,
Oh, God.
Play count. How many times have you seen this episode, if at all?
I've definitely seen it once before.
First time I've seen it.
Once before also.
I think I've actually seen this about 5 or 6 times. Again,
and
not
And you still
Because
had
this
to
is
write
what he
notes.
does. This is what Elliot does.
when I
Okay.
find new Simpsons I like, they go on a USB, big playlist of new Simpsons that I like, and they just sit on there and get watched.
Over and
You know
over.
that television thing?
That you watch, yeah.
Did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
Yes.
It did.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All characters on point. Homer's maybe a bit dumber than usual, but that's fine.
And you know what? It actually didn't feel as ham-fisted sort of Simpsons go-to-somewhere episode as, like, we've seen. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I think it was more about the getting there rather than the, we're in Antarctica, let's do Antarctica things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, even though the Antarctica thing I said before was a bit forced, the episode as a whole didn't feel forced. And, integrity was all there. Like, all the characters were themselves and...
Oh, yeah, we did skip over Lisa, who during this apocalypse has joined the elite group who are writing out by hand all the kids' books.
Oh, yeah. After...
to preserve human knowledge.
Yeah, once the outbreak.
X-Men.
Yeah.
The
And they
X-Men
perform the
stage
plays
play.
that will be playing for our disease-free children. Wackiness. How wacky was this episode?
0 out of 10.
Well, then when they go to Antarctica, they ramp up the wackiness a bit with the, avoiding hypothermia and everything, but...
Everything up to there is relatively grounded, I suppose, because they do end up like catching seagulls and serving them. It's
I think
wacky, but it's not out of the question wacky.
the fun schedule was wacky.
The montage
But we
where they
had to
switch animations.
Google it to find that out.
Yeah, montages and all that. That's all wacky, but not at all to the detriment of the episode.
Yeah, they didn't show you human Tetris; they just said it.
Yeah. But even in the montages, like, it still felt grounded in the story. Like, yeah. I mean, not that ever wackiness is a good or bad thing. It's just
Yeah,
in this
how
episode,
it's presented and what you do with it.
in this episode, it was in little bits and it worked. Heart. Did you guys feel the heart in this episode?
I do actually. I think we skipped over. I really like the bit at the end where they're all yelling at Bart for being so selfish, and he's like, "I did it for everyone." Lisa, you found a bunch of kids you actually get along with. Mom and Dad, you were, getting along really well. The best I've ever seen you in years. And I know we did touch on it, I think, briefly, but he has a whole really good speech there, and it kind of brings his whole motivations for doing it back as a character. So you get some thumbs.
That's it. Like, this is one of those few episodes where Bart fucks up, and it really isn't because he's looking after his own interests.
Yeah,
I can't think of another one. Like that.
He was trying to share something with everybody, even though it was like he selfishly didn't notice.
Yeah, it wasn't, I'm having a great time, so we're going to stay. It's everyone's having a great time, so we're going to stay.
Yeah.
And he wanted to capture the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Who hasn't wanted to keep things going forever?
Yes or no? Would you watch it again?
Maybe.
Yep, just so I could freeze frame that list.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, me too. I don't see it going off that USB anytime soon. So we're going to watch it again. Let's put it in a playlist. What other episodes with similar themes?
Simpsons Vacations?
Yeah,
Simpsons Vacation. Simpsons on a boat. You compare that where, like, Homer steals Mr. Burns' boat and takes all of his friends on that
when
cruise.
he joins the Navy and is in a submarine.
Yep, totally. And if you wanted to put together a collage of, the Simpsons go to each continent,
Yeah.
this would be the only one you could do for Antarctica.
Yeah, true.
Bart learns a lesson.
Bart-centric episodes, definitely. All right, cool. So it's time to rank this thing. That's the rankometer just warming up. While it's warming up, let me tell you how the ranking works. On the Simpsons Index, we rank using our 6-point scale of medals, I guess you'd call them. Anyway, it starts out at the bottom at failure. Or maybe if it was a bit of a meh episode, you call it a participant. And then for the good rankings, it goes from bronze, silver, gold, and then the best of the very best, super, most important, sparkle fun, happy time episodes we call cubic zirconias. So anyway, I'm going to show you how it's done, and I'm going to rank this episode a silver.
Wow.
I'm actually surprised that I went this high with this one, but
As am I.
as far as the HD episodes, this one I think is easily on par with Book Job and Ned and Edna's Blend and 500 Keys, which I've given silver before, so I think there's precedent there.
That's
silver
fair.
from
That's
me. How about you, BT?
I'm sitting at about a bronze. I'm gonna, because thinking of some of those episodes you just referenced that I also silvered, I'm curious if I'm just gonna think it over and see how I feel in comparison. But even at the end of that sentence, no, I know it's not true. I enjoy 500 Keys and Book Job a lot more than this one. It's okay. It's just mostly forgettable. But yeah, bronze is fair.
Fair enough. How about you, Shez?
Bronze as well. If anything, I was leaning more towards a participant, but Homer's rant saved it for me.
Fair enough. And Jacque, how about you?
I like the rating system because it's got the perfect description for me as far as in reference to like Simpsons as a whole, including all the other seasons. And I'll give it a big gold star for...
Oh, nice.
No, a big gold star for you tried. Participation award.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Fair enough. Nice misdirect.
No, it's always nice having a new guest on because you've not seen the depths of hell yet and how bad it gets.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Can't wait.
So we're going to go to our episode from the teens era now, and I don't know what it is because I can't get my Apple TV working, so
good.
You will find out after this short break. And we are back, and we ended up watching Simple Simpson, which is season 15, episode 19. It first aired in May 2004, and in this episode, Homer Simpson becomes the Pie Man, a local Springfield vigilante who takes his revenge out on people by throwing pies at them and yelling pie-related puns. Yeah, guys, what'd you think?
Amazing.
Yeah, I like this one a lot more than I remember.
Yeah, there's no doubt that it's a very silly episode.
Yeah, but it's fun and there's some really nicely packed jokes. So
yeah, and it's pretty much a parody of the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I wrote down at least 3 times reference to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right, Sam Raimi. That's who did it. But yeah. With the making the Pie Man suit and the upside down kiss and
Upside down kiss in the rain. Yep.
Yeah, there are a few scenes which were just very reminiscent of that. Yeah, but I mean,
But where do we begin?
At the start.
At Promiscuous Idiot Island.
On Fox, the home of promiscuous idiots.
I love this joke so much.
I'd forgotten it comes from this episode. And just it's like, when we first brought you ladies here, we told you you'd be on an island with an internet billionaire. What we didn't tell you is this is actually a peninsula.
Oh no!
I just want to get on that boat and go home. You can just walk.
Yeah. You don't have to. You can just get like, it was perfect because around that time, like, we were saturated with reality television and like
The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, looking for love again.
Yeah.
More
Farmer
love.
wants a wife.
Yeah.
But not Married at First Sight, thank God.
No,
Yeah.
but see, this is the stupid thing with Australian television networks. They see all these shows that had massive success 10 years ago, like I'm a Celebrity, get me the shit out of here. And they bring it back with Julia Morris thinking it'll be fucking entertainment, and it's not.
No, it's just that same dude who's the vet from Bronte or whatever with the chiseled jaw. And he looks like he belongs on the front of one of those spray and white brands, Mr. Muscle.
Well, the big problem is their version of celebrity on those things is always like, hey, remember this person that was on 2 episodes of Neighbours?
Yeah.
Huge celebrity. We think it's Nicholas something.
Yeah. Or how about someone from Totally Full Frontal, the follow-up series to Full Frontal, which was the follow-up series to Fast Forward.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's sort of the barrel that they're scraping there.
Yeah. I'm someone with no career anymore.
Yeah, for a show that like someone like Mikey Robbins would be like, I'm too good for that. Like,
Damn right.
That's how bad these shows are.
Yeah, when they're like, I don't see you here on the D list. Keep going. Oh, you're on H. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
back to
sorry guys, I just got a message. I've been offered a spot on I'm a Celebrity, get out of here.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
prominent. I'm a celebrity. Get out. Get out of
Turn
here.
it down.
Yeah.
You're better than that.
You know what? You go in places. That's a place for no hopers.
Yeah. So Elliot, you're a podcaster and with a listenership of 3.
And
Yeah.
you're like, and where was that kid with my latte?
Anyway, back to the start. So yeah, Promiscuous Island, there's a bunch of jokes around that as well that they cram in at really rapid fire, and it all came off really well.
And anyone-
Of rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gave 3 roses of hope to women and threw rocks of rejection. Yeah, anyone who's just sick to death of that type of TV, which everyone is, it's a gold mine. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, cuts to commercial with the guy, do you love that sweet smell of bacon? And yeah, lots of great bacon jokes in this as well.
Yeah, it's like, oh, shut up. We can't hear the commercials. If we don't watch them, it's like we're getting TV for free.
Yeah, that's right. Almost thought they were going to do a Butterfingers commercial bit there.
Nah, that was a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
And because of that commercial, we have Millhouse, so don't rip on Butterfingers.
I heard that, yeah. Matt Groening just drew him because they needed an extra character for Bart to talk to, and Milhouse was born in a commercial. That's so weird.
Mm-hmm. Hey, many of us were just born during.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Not even.
I didn't either.
No, he wasn't in like the first couple of episodes, and they had him in a Butterfingers commercial, and they just kept him around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of us were conceived during a commercial break. That kid was made during a commercial break.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they kick in with the old Willy Wonka golden ticket cliche, buy the right pack of bacon, get the golden ticket, come to the factory.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally Homer just fills up the trolley at the Quickie Mart and then just starts ripping up packets in there, without paying for them.
And Apu has the quick line of looking at the trolley full of bacon. It's like, sir, if you want to kill yourself, I do sell handguns. There's a bucket where they're $2 for a pound.
$2 a pound.
Again, nice little poke at American culture there.
The only thing that could make bacon taste better is knowing how it's made.
Surely.
It's a snide little, potentially one of the writers is vegetarian joke.
Yeah,
I don't
quite
know.
possibly.
Who knows anymore?
Well, yeah, no, Apu listing off the bacon, smoking bacon, bacon-fed bacon.
Slow killed bacon.
Yeah, slow killed.
But if he doesn't get the golden ticket, he gets a silver ticket.
Yeah, which entitles him to be a judge in a pig judging contest. Sort of a means to an end, but they did do a sort of a good bit at the fair with Homer, putting on the little half glasses and getting out his tape measure.
Clearly had a snout job.
Yeah, the one day you decided to get a zit.
There's a nice bit there. There's a whole bunch of giant fruits and vegetables and stuff.
I
And
like
there's
how Bart hides the giant Brussels sprout underneath the giant pile of mashed potatoes.
I like how one judge is putting the biggest ribbon on the biggest ribbon.
Yeah, the biggest ribbon contest.
Oh, 280s. The pig with the bloody...
The piano key necktie.
Yes.
Yeah. And Lisa decided to enter the place setting competition, which actually is a thing, and this is in Bob's Burgers as well, where Gene becomes obsessed with plate setting contests. Who would have thought that? Yeah,
for some reason.
Yeah, people are into doing high concept place settings.
People are into weird shit, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Once with the cup stacking was a thing, after that all bets were off.
Oh my god, yeah, and that's insane. I think the record's down to 5.5 seconds or something.
Yeah, someone worked hard at that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, enjoy your jobs packing groceries, kid.
Yeah. That's what all these years of practicing cup stacking me.
It's worth doing. It's worth doing well.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Of all the things people do to just whittle away the time on Earth, like cup stacking.
And podcasting.
Place setting. Podcasting.
I lost the last week to Zelda's Breath of the Wild, and oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, we're both pretty hardcore breath heads, so.
Yeah, breath
You're
heads.
what?
The new Zelda game for the new Nintendo Switch, that thing right there.
Oh.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Quick
Yeah.
side thing. I know you wanted to do every game available for the Wii U. Much easier to do every game available for the Switch because that's,
It's currently up to 4.
yeah, you could cover it in. We could cover it in the next week.
Oh my god, I've never thought about that. Yeah, Wii U sounds like a siren. Wii U, Wii U.
It also sounds like the theme song to your podcast. Wii U,
That's clearly
Wii U,
Dewey.
Wii U, Wii U. Oh, sorry, it's a do.
Yeah.
Or a reference to your marijuana use. It's doobie, doobie, doobie.
Anyway, so Lisa enters the place setting competition, and I didn't actually like any of the other contestants, but I thought her place setting was actually really clever. The writers really worked on that. The tuning forks, champagne flutes, oboes, candle holders. I guess that makes sense. But anyway.
And then some fruit shoved in a saxophone.
Yeah.
And then
No joke there. It just looks cool.
And then for dessert, Jello Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And then the rich Texan just brutalizes her.
Oh man, it's you're right. It's brutal. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, that guy is always a jerk, but he was a particular jerk in this one.
Wipe your tears with this.
Yeah.
Last place, Ribbon.
Like he wasn't profiting off her loss. He was just
Yep.
being
he
an
was,
asshole.
Yeah, he was just in for the game of it, for the sport of it all. This table's wobblier than your underlying concept.
That's probably some of the most clever things he's actually said.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
true,
Great.
yeah.
Didn't I do anything right? Well, you did put it on a table.
Your place setting thinks it's better than everyone else's.
Yeah. And it's really good. And Homer notices from afar and decides to do something about him, but gets a random thought bubble with Chief Wiggum and
Yeah. He was like, one more slip up, Simpson, and you're under arrest.
One more felony assault, I believe.
Yeah.
Which I was like, how many felony assaults exactly has Homer
he
been
drank
convicted
so
of?
light.
Oh,
But I do
yeah.
like the follow-up of, hey, I fit in the bubble. I must be losing weight.
Yeah?
That's cute. It doesn't make any sense, but it's cute.
Yeah. I liked when he tapped him with the nightstick outside the bubble.
Yeah.
Like,
And the Simpsons have a long history of doing thought bubbles that are a little too self-aware.
yeah.
Like Milhouse going, no, thought bubble Milhouse is the happiest he'll ever be.
Yeah.
Yes. When he's daydreaming marrying Lisa or something, I can't remember. But they've done it before, and it's actually worked. Or even way back when we watched Bart the General, where he goes to Homer's advice of just throw dirt in his eyes and kick him in the family jewels, and he tries it and then goes back to the thought bubble just shrugs.
Yeah. In this, just before we get back to the whole Pie Man thing, there was a bit of a parody about Alan Jackson's Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning, which is one of the most god-awful songs of all time.
Where was this? I didn't even notice.
I love this country. If you don't buy my album, Al-Qaeda wins.
Yeah. Like, can I just quickly interject? You only know that because of South Park.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, South Park did it, and then these guys did it, and then I actually, finally heard the original, what they were parodying, and
It's spot on.
Oh, yeah. Like, in some ways, yeah, Alan Jackson's song is more of a parody than what they're doing.
Wow.
As I can recall, one of the lines is, I'm a simple man, don't know the difference between Iraq and Iran. No, it's schmaltzy, playing on...
Cash in on 9/11.
Yeah, big ballad
Yeah.
thing, and, it got him a lot of money.
Yeah, I liked at the end of his song where Homer's crying, the very last line, if you don't buy my album, Al-Qaeda wins, and Homer's at the merch stand with a stack of 25
Yeah.
CDs, throwing money at him going, USA, USA,
Yeah.
make it rain.
So, yeah, Homer comes to Lisa's rescue and puts on a costume to avoid getting charged by Police Chief Wiggum, and, lobs a pie at the rich Texan, and...
Everyone laughs at him, and Lisa
Yeah.
giggles at him, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, and Dredrick Tatum has a line. Normally, pie are square, but today, pie are justice.
It's so heavy-handed, but it kind of works because it's
It does.
intentionally terrible.
Such an eye-rolling moment, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but it's very self-aware eye rolling, and I think that's
Totally.
why it works. And then you've got Mel backed it up with the melodramatic, will Springfield's new protector strike again?
Yeah.
It's like they knew there was no way to do that and not have it be clunky and terrible, so it's like they swan dove into it. They're like, yeah, sure, we'll just do that.
Yeah, totally. And that rounds out Act 1. And then, start of Act 2, they're back at the Simpson house, and Lisa's drawing Pie Man, and Homer goes, I thought I had a bigger crotch than that.
Yeah, a bit weird, but all right. It's like, good thing your daughter isn't focusing on the crotchal area
Yeah.
of your costume, but sure.
I like that he at least thought it and didn't say it out loud, like, hey, Lisa, draw my dick bigger. But,
Did you notice Pie Man also had long flowing hair as well?
Long
Yeah.
orange hair.
Orange hair, that's right.
yeah, he could have been Flanders in that.
Had a lock of hair red like the sun.
Ooh, he could have been Willie in that moment.
I'm thinking more back to the catfish episode where they're describing him.
Yeah.
It's a cult.
So then Bart walks in and says a comic book guy made him pay for a bunch of comics he didn't smudge, and
Yeah, there was some interesting gags here. And,
Yeah.
I wish I'd
Yes.
written them down. They were like
one that stuck out was Supergirl in the case of the glass ceiling.
Yeah, Supergirl versus the glass ceiling.
And
There
then,
was
like-
also the green listener.
Yes. Yeah.
and Richie Rich tries to break ground in Alabama or something like that. And
Yeah, trade deficit or something.
something like
Yeah.
yeah, and
Homer's-
then they're all like, "Oh, well, maybe Pie Man will strike again." And Homer just has a great line I like, which is just, "Maybe you're right, Lisa. Maybe, you're pie."
Pie be your
Your
pie. Yeah, and bust into the comic book store and wax comic book guy with a key lime.
Yep. Don't do the crime if you can't do the key lime.
It's, again, so eye-rolly, but so funny in the moment. And then, special guest star Nichelle Nichols comes into the shop coincidentally and
Hoorah.
comic book guy's like, oh my God, you got all my letters and, let's go on a date. And she's like, I'm going to say the same thing to you that I said to William Shatner. I am not going to go out with a guy with pie all over his face.
Yeah, see, some people get locked up in the Kirk versus Picard debate. I'm all about the Uhura or Counselor Troy debate.
Who's Counselor Troy?
Next Generation was the hot one on that show.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to make it really complicated, then throw in 7 of 9. But,
7 and 9?
7 of 9 from Star Trek Voyager.
Jeez.
Is this Wars, Trek, Gate, or Search?
Oh, this is Trek all the way. No, look it up. Lieutenant Uhura, Counselor Troy, or 7 of 9.
Like for Nichelle Nichols, love for 7 of 9, angry for...
God.
Yeah, I know. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
So don't do it.
I liked the newspaper headline after this. It was obese nerd eats humble pie.
Yeah.
I missed that. Nice. Too busy sure I think about Michelle Nichols.
And then pie, popular pastry, tricky math thing.
Yeah.
And now Vigilante.
And yeah, he busts in on Krusty's show, hits him with a pie and says, that's for your slight decline in quality over the years. And yeah,
Ooh.
that's a self-referential joke and you're like,
Yeah.
slight? No, because this is season 15 and around this point, this is when they start working on the movie, so their writing staff is divided. Like, they're still filling out full season orders while dedicating half the time to the movie as well. And
Oh,
I
I
think
didn't know the movie was that early.
Yeah. Production of the movie, started around season 15 and they released it in around season 18.
Yeah, right.
So-
yeah, I was going to say Pie Man feels so much older than the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because it's not HD.
And it was season 15, so it's like 13 years old now.
Yeah, then we get the quick Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1 costume making montage.
Yeah.
And
They handled that well. They picked a lot of the same similar shots and all that. And
yeah, and I just love Sam Raimi's movies.
yeah. Except the third Spider-Man.
True. Very, very true. I keep meaning to rewatch it, and I haven't brought up the courage.
I did like a falling asleep watching it because, it was the same with Batman versus Superman. I did a sleep watch of that one night because I knew it would bore me to tears. Like,
I thought it'd just make you rage punch.
yeah, and nothing gets me more tired than a good old rage punch at Zack Snyder. 300 is overrated. Yeah, Dad, you're not mild-mannered. You're often drunk. And Lisa discovers the identity of Pie Man, and he decides, maybe I should hang it up. And I like their little moment down in the basement.
Lots of all, they have this great little, what is it? They're trying to shut down the children's Springfield Children's Hospital. And we've got the great... they've done it a few times, but it always works with the kids like, but who will cure my whooping cough?
Sounds like what I sound like today.
I should have got you to do that.
Exactly.
And you have a great little action sequence with him throwing the pie and hits the side of the thing that's used to set up a billboard, and it kind of swings over and he leaps onto the fire escape and it gets caught by a bullet. And
Yeah, but that kicked off a bunch of Wiggum Lou stuff in this episode that
didn't quite land.
Yeah. I really want to know where the inception of this, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Chief Wiggum and Lou have this weird relationship in the later episodes where they're always like bickering with each other.
Snide
bickering
remarks, yeah.
And a little passive aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just quickly, there is actually a weird error where
Error.
all the police have automatic weapons, but in the next shot they have revolvers. So they go from Glocks to Smith & Wessons suddenly.
No, they weren't actually Glocks, hey?
Yeah, they're Glocks.
Jordan noticed that in Bart the Murderer. Remember that? When they have the shot of...
When they point all their guns at him when he's on the ground, they're automatics. When it goes to the long shot, they're revolvers, I think.
Yeah, and we just thought, okay, it must be some...
Wiggum's got the revolver, and...
Usually Wiggum does have a revolver, but in the shot just before they start shooting at Pie Man, he's got a Glock. Because I noticed, because he usually does have
but
a
there's
revolver.
like another shot where they are shooting at Homer, like one of the early ones, and Lou's actually got a rifle.
Yeah.
Scoped rifle. And then he just goes back to the 6R. And I was like,
God, they are too well armed then.
The weapons index.
But speaking of errors, though, haven't done corrections department for a little while, and
Because we're never wrong.
Yeah.
Except when we are.
Well, these few times we were wrong. Kristen Gore didn't write for The Simpsons. However, she was a staff writer for Futurama, and she is credited for writing the episode Leela's Homeworld, which is one of my personal favorites.
Oh, nice.
The Shriners are an appendant body to Freemasonry, known for their red fezzes and support of the 22 Shriner hospitals for children across the USA.
That sounds amazing.
And they frequently appear in parades in those little mini cars. So
Awesome. How do you become a Shriner? We'll look that up later. Never mind.
What else? Oh, I cut this out. Jordan mentioned this last episode, but I cut it out. Rafiki is a mandrill, not a baboon. And Johnny Carson died in 2005, so I was wrong. Beej, you were right.
I don't even know what I was right about, but I'll take it.
You were right, though.
Yes.
Bones on the board.
That was it for the corrections department. Okay, so yeah, Lisa and Homer's little moment in the basement. That was cute. And a bunch of like Lisa going, yeah, I know where we are. This is the iced tea I left down here earlier.
I just really like where he blindfolds her and like carefully leads her down. No, it's kind of adorable. He's like, oh, just a little bit to your left, sweetie. Okay,
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we're in our basement. This is the iced tea I left down here before. Or so it would seem.
And then, yeah, I've been doing this so long, I got in so deep, I forgot pies were food. And yeah, cute little daddy-daughter moment.
Yeah, compels him to stop, that he's done good, but, he's going to get caught or hurt.
Yep.
It's a nice little bit, yeah.
I want to go back to the children's hospital that's been converted to the cosmetic surgery ward. And the mayor of the town, Quimby, tells the kids to come back when they want a bigger rack.
I forgot about that.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Come back when you want a bigger rack.
And then he says, now we will no longer be terrorized by the spectacle of women aging naturally.
I completely forgot that bit, but it's great.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty dense episode. Like, yeah,
They cram a lot in.
They really do. And yeah, normally in these ones where they're sort of jumping from plot to plot to plot, you get tired of it. But all the jokes here are so good, and it does have a really like semi-natural flow to it. So
Yeah, for sure.
like in the next scene where Homer turns up to work and Mr. Burns' line was so good.
Burns is on point.
Simpson, you're late, bald, and stupid.
I want to be that kind of boss.
Burns is the best. And this one, he's just, every light he has is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Homer trying to decide, has the two pictures of Bart and Lisa, like, do I embrace anarchy? Or
Yeah.
but then, yeah, then goes into the cafeteria and Lenny and Carl are being whipped by Burns to eat faster.
Chew on your own time.
Who will stand up for Lenny and Carl?
Weirdly enough, he says Carl and Lenny. It's like, it just sounds weird backwards.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's like saying Butthead and Beavis.
Just unfair.
Whoa.
Stimpy and Ren.
Scratchy and itchy.
Yeah.
Garfunkel and Simon. Ugh.
Whoa.
We're going to see if we can find one that actually works.
Yeah.
I just like to think that Paul Simon was just shuddering right then.
Yeah.
Looks around like, someone said our names backwards, didn't they?
Oates and Hall.
Nope.
Nope. Pence and Trump.
So after a conversation with some pies,
Which I love. No, throw me. I'm old. I might kill him.
yeah, or when Homer was like, "Oh, I wish I could eat you all," and they're like, "Ah, shucks, big guy."
We wish you could eat you too.
They're muttering then, perfect, and
Yeah. Then cuts to the showers, and then the showers are shut off. Mr. Burns goes, while you were showering, I sold all your clothes.
oh my god, again!
Not again.
I've run out of pie-related puns. Smack. And yeah, that closes out Act 2.
Well, it has Homer's trying to run away to
Oh,
escape, but he just gets tired and lost and takes a nap on a couch, which is just in Mr. Burns' office. There's turn
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
They're following on the monitors, and this turn around, he's right behind them.
Yep.
Hey, we missed Homer actually getting shot.
Oh, where he digs
the
the bullet out with the
children's
knife.
hospital,
We talked about his escape, and he's all like, digging it out with the knife. Like, bone, cartilage,
Cartilage,
artery,
cartilage.
nerve.
Nerve!
Bullet. No, it was, surprisingly dense and surprisingly consistent. And yeah, Act 2 ends and Act 3 starts with the whole, let's see who you really are behind this mask cliche. One of you sort of goes, oh, they're going to do Mr. Burns doesn't know who Simpson is. And no, they just went for straight, Simpson, it's you.
Yeah, one of the first time he's recognized
I know.
him.
Yeah, totally recognized him. Like, yeah, weird. And so to blackmail him, Burns hires him as his new hitman. And I love Burns' line, come on, it's cobblering time.
It's so lame, but it's Mr. Burns lines, and I love all of them.
Yeah. Oh, and the Girl Scout arrives at the mansion, and he goes, "Pie that brownie, fruitcake."
But it's like the Girl Scout is waiting there. He just, come on, I don't want to hit her. She's a little girl. So, and Mr. Burns just leaves us, "We'll be with you in a second, sweetheart."
Yeah.
Grow a spine on your own time, Blimpo.
And so, coming to the close of the episode, the Dalai Lama is in town, and Burns wants Homer to hit him next.
Mm-hmm.
Dalai Lama gets played onto the stage with the stage coming onto music. The doo-doo-doo.
Isn't that like Carson or something?
But it's being played on traditional Tibetan instruments.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought it was an awards show one, but I think you might be right.
I think
it's Carson.
It is
Yeah.
Carson.
I think so, because they reference him a lot. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Homer has the crisis of conscience, and Lisa's there backstage. No, don't peg the Dalai Lama, and yeah, he decides to drop the pie and reveal who his actual identity
His only
is.
way out, so Burns can't blackmail him, is just reveal.
Yeah, but no one believes him. No way.
Because he's built an icon greater than himself.
Which was a bit of a lazy ending, but whatever.
It works, He gets the moral high ground, but then there's a good reason why there's no, lawsuits or follow up to any of these events.
And Marge believed him, and that was the important part.
Well, this is one thing I didn't like about the episode, where Marge for the whole episode was not indicating at all that she knew, whereas Lisa sort of somehow had an idea before that, and you could sort of
You think
see
they
it
would have
coming.
finished out with Lisa and Homer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was much more
totally.
Lisa Homer focused, and then they quickly had this Marge going, "Oh yeah, I knew it was you all the time," and yet the whole way through you'd got no indicator on that.
No, she was like, "Who was that kissed me?" And, "Oh, kiss me harder, Pie Man." And I'm not Pie Man. I don't care. Like, it wasn't. She didn't exactly. Yeah.
It feels like the writers changed their mind at the last moment. Like, oh wait, if she didn't know it was him, then when she kissed him upside down in the rain,
Yeah.
that's going to be a kind of a cheating thing. But so she has to suddenly know. It felt a little off. But other than that, it was still a funny bit. It was like, yeah, with your physique, you'd have to be an idiot not to be able to tell.
Yeah, but I love how this episode ends with Marge going to kiss Homer. He's gone, and he's up on the roof. Wherever there's trouble, the Pie Man will come. And then Bart all of a sudden has a costume, and followed closely behind him, the Cupcake Kid. While you're up there, can you clean the leaves out of the gutter? Like,
Yep, just
And the muttering.
yeah.
The father and son muttering as well. Like, that's a rare one. I like that.
We're vigilantes, not
yeah. Here's your unintentional theme: muttering.
the muttering episodes. All right, let's do a questionnaire.
Okay.
Play count. How many times do you think you've seen it?
Ooh. More than 5, less than 10.
Alrighty.
Second time.
All right.
3.145756249.
All right, let me just
Nice.
bring this up as well. Like,
Tricky math thing.
yesterday or the day before or whatever was supposedly Pi Day. It fucking wasn't. America, stop writing your date, stupid. Like, I would love the 20th of April to be International Weed Day, but you have to write the date like a dumbass for it to work, so fuck you.
If you want it to work, what you need to do is go full international, which puts year, month, day.
And we have to wait until the
Oh,
year
yeah.
31.
You just ignore the year part and
Yeah.
just write it. So you're writing it internationally, not American.
It
Right.
does suck, but they did come up with it.
Yeah.
So they got dibs on that
Yeah.
shitty format, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was actually a coincidence that I picked this episode. I just saw the disc with Homer and the pie, and I'm like, yep, that's the one.
Sure, Elliot. Coincidence. Sure. Was.
Maybe you're pie. Any memories of any influential moments in this episode, or?
I definitely remember this island is actually a peninsula
Yeah.
as just being a great shitty non-reveal.
Yeah. I've definitely quoted that. Maybe tried to pass it off as my own.
Yeah, I think I've yelled it before when nothing's making sense. You go, God damn it, what's going on? Why is this a peninsula?
I just want to get on the boat and leave. You don't have to. You can walk.
Funnily enough, I can't remember any of these lines sticking with me, which is amazing because the whole episode is packed with them.
Yeah.
Especially the puns.
Yeah. I've run out of pie puns.
Did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, no one's acting unusually or out of character. It's Maybe a little on the sillier side, but
but it's sort of on the sillier side, like when they are doing their parodies, like the Cape Fear episode or Homer Goes to College. Like, it's taking the superhero movie style, which at this time was not that old. Like,
no, because we had Spider-Man and we had the first couple of X-Men movies at this point,
And the Hulk, man.
and the whole
Yeah. Eric Banner Hulk.
Yes.
And Burton's Batman, and Joel Schumacher took his dump on the franchise as well by that point.
I kind of love the Joel Schumacher ones. They're so bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As far as riff track movies sort of go, like, if you want to play Mystery Science Theater 3000 at home, like, totally go straight to the Joel Schumacher Batmans.
But play it at half speed because you'll have too much content to pack in there. There's so much to make fun of.
Quarter speed when Arnie's on the screen. Really take the time to absorb those ice puns.
Elliot, why don't you chill?
Wackiness. Very wacky episode.
But I mean, completely to the benefit. It all served the story. It was all fun. It was never like logically defyingly wacky. I've said before that it's the kind of things that wouldn't happen, not the kind of things that can't happen.
Yeah.
So
I didn't find like there were many moments in it where I was stopping to go, okay, that's a bad joke, and it wouldn't happen also.
Yeah, there were no fuck off moments.
Yeah.
So that's genuine.
Homer's athleticism was at times
Yes.
a little bit wacky.
he can sometimes surprisingly crack it out. Let's not forget.
I was about to say, definitely not the first time that he's pulled it out.
I'm specifically thinking of him in Space Camp doing backflips while singing Once from an cartwheels while singing Once from a Man from Nantucket. And we know he was a gymnast in high school from...
That's right.
Briefly at least.
Before his father didn't believe in him. How about the heart? Not a lot of heart in this one.
There was at first
Back-to-back
when the Rick
gags.
Texan was making fun of Lisa.
Yeah,
It's all about him defending his daughter. There's heart in that.
I think we get some good Lisa Homer bits. It like you said, it doesn't tie it up at the end when it really should have. It would have been a lot more. But I like her. You're doing good, Dad, but you're going to get hurt or caught. You need to stop. And the whole conflict of him having promised to stop, but then seeing Mr. Burns really needs some comeuppance.
At the writing table, like it would have just been back-to-back gags. Like, we've got so much shit for this.
Yeah.
And then tying it all up, and they kind of did lose their way with it. But the episode ultimately doesn't suffer for it at all.
No, it was too much fun along the way. You don't care.
Totally.
So yes or no, would you watch it again?
100% yes.
Yes, to catch all of the gags.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm actually, I remember this one not as fondly as I did on this watch. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's right. I didn't answer the play count question. I've seen this a good couple of dozen times. I remember, catching it back in the old days with Hangovers and Foxtel and whatever. And one that I do not skip from the 15th season, when I probably skip about half those episodes. So now it's time to rank this thing.
Oh yeah.
Kick it off, Shez.
I'm very excited. This is my first cubic zirconia.
Wow.
Yeah. Definitely deserving, I think. The start to finish gags, it was excellent writing. I just loved it.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
And now to Beej.
Wow, I feel a little off then because I was sitting pretty happily at a silver. I mean, it's not that it's an episode without a lot of faults, but it's just not hitting that high note greatness that I associate with the cubic. So I'm going to sit on that. I might yell out another rating in a little bit, but at the moment I'm sitting on the silver.
Fair enough. Shark?
Yeah, I'm going to have to take it down a peg from the cubic zirconia.
Sure.
But definitely give it a gold.
All right.
Wow, Elliot, where are you landing on this one? Because this is the most colours we've ever had.
Controversial.
I almost want to do bronze to complete the rainbow, but it's almost a gold for me. It's just shy of it. It's a silver. Like it's so dense with jokes though that I want to bump it up to gold, but something in my heart is saying silver is where I like it. So that's where it is for me. All right.
Fine, stick with your comfortable silver.
So silver.
See how I care.
No, that's why we have the panel with the individual rankings. You know, we want to give the spectrum of opinion.
Yeah.
You know, to our loyal listeners.
No, dictatorship. Highest ranking wins.
All right, well, that about does it for our mid-run episode. So now we are going back to the early seasons, and I don't know what I'm going to do, so stick around and find out.
What happened, you man? You used to know what you were going to do next.
I used to be prepared. We are back, and we just watched our classic episode for the evening, Bart on the Road, which is Season 7, Episode 20, March 96. In this episode, during spring break, Bart gets a fake ID and hires a car and takes him, Milhouse, Nelson, and Martin out. You know what? Lisa explains it much better later in the episode.
Bart rented a car and drove Milhouse, Nelson, and Martin out to the Knoxville, Tennessee, and now I crossed underneath the Sunfair and can't get home.
And they just come back from Hong Kong. And yeah, in the sort of B-ish story, Lisa and Homer develop a bit more of a friendship, and Lisa starts visiting him at the nuclear power plant
And
during her spring break.
And Marge gets lonely.
Super neglected.
It's sad. It's hard to watch.
It is. Resorts to baby abuse to try and get some
Pretty
attention.
much. It's hard, man.
But we'll get to that when we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, starts out with Principal Skinner, and just a delight to see him there.
Classic Skinner moment.
Such a great opening. He's just like, my plane tickets. I'll just look at GM Chrysler. This is all wrong.
GM Chrysler. Yeah, him and Flanders cursing are always the funniest
I was
things.
about to say there's definitely a bit of crossover.
Well, there's a great
between,
episode
their
where you hear in the background Mo swearing in church. He goes, "For the love of crumb cake."
Yeah.
We're trying to bring that back because that's brilliant.
But yeah, he had right to be pissed off though. We're going to charge him an extra $7,000 for all for the changes. Like,
I ordered an aisle seat, not a middle seat. I specifically ordered not a kosher meal.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be Saturday morning, not Friday morning.
Yep. And comes up with the lame go to work with your parents day, which it seemed around this time and maybe for a couple of years after, a lot of shows were doing a lot of bring your daughter to work day parodies.
Kids coming to a place of business is, it's sitcom staple.
No, but
It's
definitely
always done.
specifically Bring Your Daughter to Work Today has been a staple for sitcoms since that period.
Yeah, I noticed, they did a big episode on it in Arrested Development.
We did a big one for Better Off Ted.
Oh, with Maybe.
Better Off Ted. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gold.
And I like Skinner's line over the PA, apply your knowledge of fractions and gym to the real world.
Such a good bit.
Yeah, because it's the stock standard to go, algebra, when do I ever use that? But to just specifically go fractions and gym, like...
Yep.
And I like how Bart takes full advantage of this.
And in true Bart fashion, and just like, I'm going to work with Mum. And it's not my fault Mum's workplace involves our TV and couch.
But, he just takes full advantage to the point that he's just... No pretense, just eating cereal right out of the box, pouring the milk into the box.
That was purely setting up for the gag, though.
Or it rips through the box.
Yeah.
It's a great moment.
But I love that as well because, Lisa didn't want to go to the plant and she's, was jealous of Bart. And then, just instantly thinks of the best way to sell him down the river.
I know.
Just send him off to...
Well, I first love when he's like, if you need something to do, fill out my form. And it's like, please note, homeworker does not count because it's not a real job. That's why you get paid for it. It's like Skinner's come up with this last minute thing, but it's still like, you know what, homemakers, fuck you.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
I am desperate to start my vacation one day early, but you know what?
I still can't. Exactly. Still going to have causations to this.
Yep.
And I really love when Lisa's like, well, how about, he really wanted to see women in the workplace. Well, how about Patty and Selma at the DMV? And she's like, of course. I would have never, ever, ever thought of that.
Yeah, and Marge doesn't see.
Yeah, Lisa's smug face and Bart's just shocked. It's such a good moment.
But yeah, as the cereal drops from the wet cardboard.
I love how they drive it home with, I would have never, ever, ever thought of that.
Yeah, and she's so on board with it. She's like, this is exactly what Bart wants now.
I know. He wanted to see women in the workplace. This is perfect.
Oh, but could you think of a more boring place? Oh my God. You're terrible. And yeah, at least he's not having as bad a time at Milhouse at the cracker factory. This is just a classic Simpson bit. You see it on all the Simpsons meme sites and all that. just the excitement of Milhouse at the cracker factory with the automatic dough press. And
it's just a shame Danny isn't here to do his Kirk Van Houten impersonation.
he does a good Kirk Van Houten.
Just the whole, hey, you ever wondered how crackers get salted? Well, put on this lab coat and come with me.
Yep.
Ha, crackers, ho! A little
and then
dog mobile over the top.
And the mystery of the peanut. I really want to know how they get the peanut butter
Totally, I thought they were
inside.
going there.
What involves a hard hat and going down a fireman's pole?
Oh, not just the hard hat. It's the hard hat with the lighter top.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Something serious Wonka shit is going on in that fucking place.
They have to do some serious spelunking to get down there.
Yeah, you have to dive to the natural reserves of peanut butter and mine it out and fusion mold it into the cracker.
Because only that peanut butter specifically will have the fortitude to survive within the walls of a cracker.
Yeah. It's serious business. There's particle physics and there's cracker production.
Yeah.
And, both involve lab coats.
Yeah, shockingly similar.
And they set up the wall between Lisa and Homer well here with, before where she was like, I don't want to go to the nuclear power plant. I've signed numerous petitions against it. And and then when Homer and Lisa are sitting together in his office and he's like, donut? No. Fruit? It's got purple inside. Purple is a fruit. Which I've said a bunch in my life.
It is a great bit. And I do really like in this setup, we cut to Martin at the stock exchange, which you think is much like the Milhouse bit. It's just a cutaway gag.
Yeah.
But later on that comes in. I think that's really cool.
Yep. Invest in the futures market.
Soy. You got $1 million and you lost everything but $600. You got greedy, Martin.
Which, as a former trader, that's how it works.
Wow. Soy.
I'd listen to financial advisors and did diversification, and did well out of bank stocks. But you know what my best earning stock was? Fucking Bega cheese.
Hard out.
I bought those stocks for $150, and I'm still holding on to them at the moment. They're $5 or something like that.
Wow.
They're your friend in the fridge.
Oh, that's mainland.
That's mainland, man.
Okay,
Bega is from Bega.
Yeah, but
the only other brand I could think of was Coon, but I don't want to bring that up on an international podcast.
Yeah, because we've actually got more listeners in America than we do Australia now, coincidentally, and I don't know if they know this, but there is a brand of cheese, Americans, there is a brand of cheese in Australia that is called Coon, and it is on sale currently in our supermarkets.
But Coon was never a racial slur.
No.
So it's not weird until we went international, and we're like, oh. It's a little uncomfortable now.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to change.
And then Lisa gets the idea to make the workday more fun with putting on the protection
The hazmat suits.
Hazmat suits, yeah.
For listeners at home wondering where Sheridan was, those hooligans from last time came back, and she once again dove out Elliot's recently repaired window to just belt the shit out of more motherfuckers.
Oh, this time she got the trolley that was out the front. She just straight out snapped the trolley bar off, and fucking she was after him.
If you've never been wailed on with a trolley pole before, those fuckers hurt.
You're gonna know all about it.
Anyway, I love the bit with the hazmat suits, how Homer goes, wow, this is so much more fun with a second person.
I didn't get that.
It just implies he's been doing it himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought there was he's pretending to be a spaceman by himself. Or...
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I did notice, and I'm now curious if this is a thing, because what's their home address? 742.
742 Evergreen Terrace.
Yeah. So you got that together, that's 13. And then Lisa said when they're playing space, Lisa says, I'm going after Homer 13. He's spinning out of control. That's 2 13s that have popped up. I wonder if that's... do they like hiding number
it's an
games
Apollo
in there?
13 reference.
That probably is.
That's actually a good point. Yeah.
I'm just
space,
curious.
What, we're going to get into the gematria of Evergreen as well.
Yes.
Well, I was going to do it as well.
I'm going to start adding up numbers.
Oh, bro.
I was going to do it as well because his console module was a T437, and in Rick and Morty, they're from Earth C137. It rhymes and there's only one number difference. Connection.
There is something, what was it in all of the DreamWorks movie?
Oh, yeah.
I think it is, and they have the studio. I can't
forget
remember
what it
the
is.
number
Yeah, it's
of
like
it.
C21 or something like that, because that's the classroom where a lot of them went to MIT or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
interesting.
one.
Yeah, so they hide it.
But that was actually something that I did notice, but really didn't care enough to kind of look it up. But it was like, oh shit, there's that number.
And so they start having fun together, and Yeah, it cuts back to Bart, and Selma's doing Cletus's license at that time. No more sitting in the dirt at the drive-in.
Well, better than that, you got the well, I've just got to laminate your license. You'll get it in 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. Man, because it used to be like that, and then it didn't used to be like that when you got it back the same day, and then it's gone back to they don't print them on the spot anymore.
You know why that is, right, though?
No?
Like for a lot of places out west, because the boys were doing ramroads of those machines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hard out.
Oh, shit, so they keep the machine in a different location now.
Yep.
Huh.
Like that is an actual logistical and security measure.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does.
People were stealing licensing machines. Yeah. I get, yeah, it makes sense.
Big bucks.
I guess I never stop to think about it because I'm always so pissed off at the RMS for having already waited like 2 hours that I don't consider what it's like being them. I lose all power of empathy.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, the RMS office just does that to you. But and I like Bart just immediately pounces on it and just makes himself a fake ID and meets up with Nelson and Milhouse.
Yeah, I really like the Milhouse line. He goes, 25 years old? You're not 25 years old. This ID is completely fake. Yes, that makes it a fake ID. A fake ID? Cool.
Yeah. Takes him a little while.
Didn't get it at all until they used the right words for it.
But Naked Lunch as well. Like,
yep, Ray Bradbury's strange sci-fi flick.
Have you seen it? I haven't seen it.
I'm not even certain it's Ray Bradbury. I'm going to double check that.
No. Naked Lunch is William S. Burroughs.
It might be Burroughs. Hang on.
Yeah, it's Burroughs. And
you're right.
It's not pornographic at all.
No, it's a weird.
But the movie adaptation is not completely, but it's quite different to the actual book. Like it's a bit of a letdown on it, but it's more just of a visual experience.
Oh wow!
In terms of who did the makeup for it?
I do know it's where the name Steely Dan comes from.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Having not read or watched it, I'm not entirely sure to which it belongs, but it's meant to be like a steam-powered dildo.
Oh, wow.
All right. Co-written and directed by David Cronenberg. Okay, well, there you go.
Okay, so it's a Cronenberg movie.
Yeah.
As far as the visuals,
Cronenberg,
like it is it is gnarly.
Well, I remember, like, as a kid, like, having to get my parents to explain that joke to me, and they're like, oh, because the boys thought there'd be nudity in it, and there's not. And I'm like, oh, I get jokes. I like as well how they go to Moe's and they're able to order a beer, and even Bart doing the overly used cliche, oh, I take it as a compliment.
Working in liquor retail, people do not do that.
Oh, really?
No, you ask some of them do, but sometimes I asked a 35-year-old woman. I asked a 35-year-old woman for her ID once. She got mad.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, sorry, you just look really young.
But was she just ordering like a 6-pack of 4X longies or something?
No, I can't even remember. But I was just like, you got the shits. People
no matter how old they look, if they're ordering like 6 bottles of Passion Pop, you're like, I gotta see some ID.
Yeah, no, that is pretty much industry standard. It's like, ma'am, you're buying the kind of shit a 15-year-old idiot buys. I'm gonna need to see some ID, but I'm 37. Cough it up.
But yeah, I like how they're having beer. They're about to have the beer, and then they look over at Barney and the other.
Hey, join the party!
And all the other slouched drunks, and they probably make the best decision of their lives in that moment.
Quietly push them away, and
yeah.
I really think they only did that out of like a restriction purpose, though.
Yeah. They probably couldn't show them. Yeah.
The writers would have loved to have actually taken that somewhere.
Maybe, but yeah, there's going to be a limit to what you can do.
Totally.
I do know on Community, the episode where they sneak Annie into a bar, they said her character was underage at the time, and they're like,
There was a whole thing about that, wasn't there?
Yeah, I will know that they asked the censors, "Can we do this?" And they say you can do it, but she has to have a bad time. So she has a whole miserable.
Right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so she's miserable in that episode because they had to do that. But it makes a good plot point.
Yep. And so then they meet up with Martin, who just came from a shopping spree at WeWorld, and
that's after Nelson pitches the idea of renting a carpet shampooer. The other thing you need an ID for some reason. I
know, just obscure things that you need an ID for. But they find a way to exploit Martin here, which is good. It ties all these kids together. All right, well that rounds out fact 1, and so for the boys to go on a road trip, Bart devises the plan of the Grammar Rodeo, and I love this how Yeah, Bart, Milhouse, and Martin all went along with this alibi, and then Nelson's just, I'm going away for a week. See ya.
Yep. Like, it pitches it to the Simpson family, and Lisa's like, why haven't I heard of this? And he goes, well, you are what you call a Dorcas Malorcas.
That's not Latin. I like how Lisa, like, that's how, like, she kicks into detective mode. Like, that's not Latin. There's no way this can work. Like, besides all the other evidence, like, yeah.
Having their nation's grammar radio in a different nation.
And Lisa, a top-tier student, not knowing about this.
Yep.
Like, yeah. And it's great when they do get on the road, do a classic road song, Radar Love. Yeah. Almost as classic as Spirit in the Sky, another classic driving song.
Have you seen any of the Simpson Wave videos on YouTube?
Simpson Wave?
Yeah, like, Vaporwave.
No, what?
Oh, okay. Like, yeah.
I know of it, but I haven't seen any of it. But
Okay, Vaporwave's generally, like, it has its moments, but, it's pretty hit and miss.
Yeah.
But off the various waves that have spawned off, kind of Vaporwave, you've got kind of like Synthwave, which is just throwback to 80s type of fucking synths, but just reimagined, I guess. And you've got Simpsons Wave. And so Simpsons Wave is using mostly like kind of Vaporwave, like songs and shit. And then not remixing, but like just getting out the video editing software and just classic and then just mixing up those classic kind of moments of them when they're driving in cars or just whatever. Yeah, man, check it out. To the listeners, check out Simpson Wave on YouTube. Like, if you are into The Simpsons, doesn't even matter if you really like the music, because the scenes the scenes that they choose for like the visuals are just, you can watch that shit all day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. And what else happens around here? Oh, Milhouse starts fucking with the EQ, and this is me. Like, I am that person. Like, that's like, can I just need to adjust your high mids. They suck. Like,
yeah, I've always thought he was like trying to do a DJ thing, but then watching this, it feels like, he's trying to get the balance right. So I don't even know what to believe anymore. But they
Nelson hit me. He sure did.
Well, no, you got the great little, they realize they're not going to a grammar radio, so the question becomes, where do they go?
Mm.
And I do like, I know it's tripe, we could tour the bridges of Madison County.
Could always go to Macon, Georgia. Sorry, and just briefly before that, Milhouse discovered a cup holder. Oh my God, we're going to stop and get a cup.
Like, who hasn't done that?
Yeah.
You get a new car, you're like, I'm filling all these with cups.
But yeah, it's a great bit as well that, they didn't even think of where they were actually going. Like,
it was just on the road.
Yeah. And they end up deciding to go to Knoxville, Tennessee, a place of the famous World's Fair, with the Sun Sphere that holds an information desk.
I was curious. I Googled the Sun Sphere. It's breathtaking.
It exists?
It exists, for starters. So that blew my mind. And,
oh, wow.
It's pretty...
Do they have a wig shop there too?
I do not know.
No, it is funny because, like, you can see if you look hard enough where Milhouse is looking at the book and it says 1982 on
at the bottom. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, and concurrent to this, Lisa decides to spend more time with Homer at the nuclear power plant, foregoing learning about owls in her spare time.
Yeah, and stays on for his night shift.
Yeah,
it's okay.
And raids the candy machine.
I've got plenty of time to learn about owls at bird camp.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, Homer enlists her help for the two-man operation of raiding the candy machine.
Yep. But then, we got back to Bart and the gang in the car. We have the fantastic transaction of, Bart, can we stop for ice cream? Sure.
Yeah.
Bart, can we weigh the car at that weigh station? I don't see why not. Bart, can we pick up that hitchhiker?
Absolutely.
Bart, can we stop for ice cream?
Yeah.
I didn't think I was rehabilitated, but I guess I needed the bed.
Which is so awesome because you're worried about the kids when they pick up a hitchhiker, and like that guy's he seems level-headed.
I gotta double check. That might be a
guest voice.
Huh?
Guest voice?
No, that might be the visual of the guy might be the same looking dude from Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, when I was skimming Wikipedia before we recorded, it mentioned Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, he looks the same. He doesn't have the same hair and same kind of crappy t-shirt. Yeah.
So I haven't seen the movie, so who was he meant to be?
He's meant to be a hitchhiker they pick up at the beginning who I'm trying to remember who he is. I think he just escaped from the cannibals and is all kind of crazy shit.
All right.
Yeah, unless you're watching the reboot, but don't. Unless you want to watch Jessica Biel sweaty in a crop top, which you do, by the way.
Yeah,
Which is my idea of Seventh Heaven.
Sucker for Jessica.
Yeah. No, if you got a thing
mouth,
for Jessica Biel, check that
I
movie.
do.
It is nice.
I even sat through that fucking stealth just for her, man.
My brother worked on that. He's part of it, nothing important. He was just like production and stuff. So he'd like stand around and block off the traffic for it. And the story he took home from that is when he was leaving, they gave him a little certificate, and he's like, "Oh, what is this?" And like, well, because we've been using explosive on set, this is just a thing to say you may have been exposed to trace elements of, explosives. So when you're going through the airport, if the sniffer dog picks you out, it's going to be like. And he's like, "Wait, what? I've been exposed to nitroglycerin, TNT, C4." It's like all this long list of explosives he might have trace elements of. So. Yeah, he was like,
was it worth being exposed to Jessica Biel for all that? I'd say so.
All for Jessica
Yeah,
Biel.
again, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the only reason to watch it.
All right.
But yes, the point is, he does look like the hitchhiker from Texas Chainsaw.
Cool. And yeah, so, and I love Homer and Lisa's working the night shift with the bin on fire. It's like completely irresponsible. It's like fantastic.
I was looking for a label on the book that he was burning. Like, I thought they would have thrown in a gag there, but there wasn't. Hey, it was just a green-covered book.
Yeah. No,
That's fair.
I guess you could, maybe assume it was one of his technical manuals or something.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Because, Lisa isn't going to watch literature burn, so.
No. And I love how they play Truth or Dare. And
yeah, we find out Lisa likes Langdon Olga. He's very quiet and enjoys puzzles.
And this is one of my favorite Mo prank call gags because it works in the reverse.
Yes.
It's got Mo insulting the caller rather than Mo embarrassing himself. It was a great spin on it. And then Homer's
snotball.
And then Homer's follow-up line, "I'll staple a flag to your butt and mail you to Iran."
It's delightful. But in all that, we cut back to Marge, who's alone at home because Bart's at the grammar rodeo. Lisa's staying overnight with Homer at the plant. And she's
Unlock
just like,
success in real estate with hypnosis.
Why waste your hypnotic powers on friends and neighbors? And she's just like, "This is terrible," shuts it off and walks up, and it's so lonely she wakes up a baby just to comfort her.
But
it's
that
like,
one-liner, that's reminiscent of some Daria level Six
at
World
World
shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, and a bunch of the old commercials they used to do in The Simpsons, like with Troy McClure, and I can't believe they invented that and all that sort of stuff. And
gee, your lip looks hairless.
yeah. And in this bit, there's been a recurring thing in the episode that Marge answers the phone calls, but none of the calls are for her.
Yeah.
And so this highlighting her loneliness in this episode, I think, it doesn't really get resolved, but it's it was good storytelling.
But they're kind of building it over those seasons, like around that time, aren't they? For when she just fucking walks out.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of resolved it at the end, just to cut ahead quickly, because we've got a bit where Bart's back and he's talking about how the grammar rodeo really wasn't worth going back to next year.
That's right.
And it cuts to Lisa, who's
and
furiously
they've got the
eating,
fucking
and Homer's
dirties.
furious. And then it cuts to Marge, and her face is like, all the family's back together, and I'm really happy now.
Totally.
It's a really sweet little
they
bit.
do resolve it.
And then in bed, she's getting all the phone calls, and it's all the parts of the plot that she wasn't made aware of, and she's, what is going on?
But we'll get to that, yeah.
Yeah. That sort of covers the Marge stuff.
First, we stop in Branson, Missouri.
The Andy Williams bit, fantastic bit of interesting quirk for Nelson to have.
I just love Nelson's face during Moon River.
The hands clasped.
Yeah,
The doe eyes.
Yeah, he's just nearly weeping. He's so happy.
yeah. I have a feeling I'm not coming up with this, but I feel Nelson, because he doesn't have much, there must have just been
Collection of old Andy
busted
Williams.
Andy cassettes, that you'd get at the petrol stations for 50 cents or whatever, back in the day when they used to sell cassettes and stuff. And so Andy Williams must have been special art for him, I feel like.
And he didn't think they'd do Moon River, but bam, second encore. That's to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville
With its glorious sun sphere.
Yep, and they arrive and disappointed to find a big dilapidated World's Fair.
Fur.
Yep. It's the ladder falling down right next to Millhouse. That was such good animation. And yeah, the whole back and forth with the wig store owner, just fantastic banter.
You boys gonna
here.
buy any wigs, or ain't you?
But there's another one coming soon, right? Right? You mean the wigs fair?
You just want to see thousands and thousands of unsold wigs.
So good. And then, yeah, you're going to buy some wigs, or ain't you? And they all do. Like,
Just to appease the wig salesman.
yeah. Like, I feel like they just picked out the first thing they saw.
Hey, man, you went all the way to Tennessee.
Yeah.
All the way there. Are you not going to buy a wig? Like, honestly, the next time we're in the States, I want to go
To Knoxville, just so.
to throw a rock at the Sun Sphere and to buy a wig.
Yeah. I wonder if there is like a rock throwing line. There's got to be a wig store now.
You'd think, but who knows?
And yeah, so Nelson knocks over the Sun Sphere with a rock. And Martin's Al Gore doll as well.
You are hearing me talk.
Fantastic Al Gore parodies.
They ride him
Yeah.
all the time, and all of them are just
This cause for a celebration.
Celebrate good times.
And I will. So they get stranded in at the end of Act 2, and at the start of Act 3, I like it starts out at Hawksville, the pawn shop in Knoxville.
And before that, you got a great line of,
Knoxville.
everyone remember, we're parked under the Sun Sphere.
Yeah, so, Bart calls home and asks for Lisa for advice, and I like that he comes clean to her. Like, it's a good move of, the kids being kids and, like, don't get me in trouble with the parents sort of thing.
Yep. It's like, well, you could fly home free if you're a stewardess. Not a stewardess.
No, Bart, I'm saying a courier. A terrier is a dog. Like,
I really want to know what his question was.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Bart, that's a terrier. They're dogs. What could he possibly say?
yeah, you want me to run around and chase balls and go to dog parts
And be owned by the queen.
Malt hair or whatever. And so, he gets the job as a courier, deliver eyeballs to Hong Kong. Not Ninit Young. And if that's correct, I know how to say, here are your eyeballs in.
Thank God, finally. That's going to come up so often. And Principal Skinner sees him there.
Yeah,
Like,
again.
I thought they were going to capitalize on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, this episode did good ways of planting seeds earlier in the episode to bring them back because... after Bart just has a bunch of fruitless deliveries and is about to be sent on 500 Big Macs to Marlon Brando's island duty. Which is mean, but it's funny. But it's funny. So, without much else to offer, Lisa decides to come clean to Homer in, as we mentioned, that big, quick spiel of basically the synopsis of Bart's story. And the animation, such a brilliant choice.
Face. Yeah, we just cuts to him and half his face just kind of goes deep crimson. He goes, yes, it is a pickle. Will you excuse me for a moment? Puts on the hazmat helmet and just screams nothing.
And fogs up the hazmat suit. It's perfect. Like, it just totally conveys in a ridiculous way, like, what you have to do when you're fucking furious, but you got to put on a professional.
And then comes back with, okay, I will send Bart the money to fly home, then I will murder him.
Yeah. And I love Lisa in this as well, sort of pleading with Homer. It's like, come on, I thought we're friends now. And like they have a good relationship and they're able to bring the map back into the story. And where Lisa points out where Knoxville is, nuclear power plant there, that they can order a new T437. Why did I bother writing that down? It's like
you wanted to write it down because 437 add together is 14. T would be time. And no, wait, that math doesn't work. I'll get back to you on that.
You just need to conjure some more conspiracies first.
I just need to figure out how the Illuminati is involved.
Well, that's where you start. You start with Illuminati's involved, and then you work backwards from there. Yes. And I love that, he's on the phone with the guy from the Knoxville nuclear power plant, and it's like, well, your module's working fine. I don't see him just casually pause the buzz
What I
collar.
actually really noticed this time was that he's then picking up more with his finger and just casually flicking it on.
Circling the rim and kicking up more sparks as they go when like him and Lisa are sharing the okay sign. It's so good. And so they do that, and it's very quick. Before you know it, Barton is in the plane, and the rest of the kids are in the box.
Yep. Need another air hole. He's like, shh, quiet, they'll hear you.
Completely empty. And then smash cut to the dinner where they're doing that scene that we said before.
Bart's like, I don't think I'd go back next year. They forgot it's too commercial. They forgot it's supposed to be about the grammar.
Yeah.
And the dirties.
Yeah, all the dirties. But, Marge ever the optimist. Well, I'm glad he went and had a...
Yeah, to Marge, he went on a trip. He had a good time. My family is back home. All is right with the world. And it's a really sweet moment for her, oblivious as she is.
Yeah. And even though she got, 3 calls after, one from Principal Skimmer, one from the courier company, and one from the insurance. No, my son's rent-a-car is not destroyed in Knoxville.
I don't even know to begin to tell you what's wrong with that.
Oh, it's great. Well...
I think that wraps us up.
And that would be time for the questionnaire. My notebook is falling apart.
Get a new notebook. I love buying notebooks. I'll buy you one.
Oh, please do. Yes, my Gears of War notebook is almost full. Play count. How many times do you think you've seen this one?
Sunsphere.
At least 5.
At least 5. Yeah. I know I taped this one because there's certain scenes at the start and the end of the acts that still look new to me because I missed them when I was trying to avoid the commercials when I taped them. So I'd say this one might even be up to 100 or something.
Wow.
Any memories of influential moments in this episode?
I frequently use the stop for ice cream bit.
Yeah. You're totally absolute road trip. And you got to put on Radar Love in it.
Anyway, you're driving, you're just, no matter what, even if you don't, you say, "Can we stop for ice cream?"
Yeah. The Al
You are
Gore-
hearing me talk.
Yep.
Parked under the Sunsphere. Anytime I park, I walk away from my car going, "Now everyone remember, we're parked under the Sunsphere."
And like I said, the whole rage thing with Homer. Yes, that's a real pickle. Yeah, very influential episode.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, and crackers, ho!
Yeah. Oh, the Cracker Factory. Did it feel like an episode of The Simpsons? Yeah.
Absolutely
Right.
can't.
Wackiness. The wackiness of Bart being able to reach the pedals.
Sunsphere gets knocked over with one hit by a rock.
Yep. Although, it had been about 14 years since.
It's true.
Bart being a courier. I don't know. It was so organic to the story that I don't really care.
Yeah, they even have the bit where he's like, well, you don't look 25 to me, but your out-of-state unlaminated ice cream plate license is fine.
Yeah.
I did miss the bit where they're running for a train that's going straight through Springfield.
Oh, yeah.
Or everyone throws their bags on, the train just speeds up.
And Nelson keeps going. Like the other 3 realize it's doomed, and he just keeps going for an extra couple of meters. Right, that's great. The heart, it's definitely not conventional, but there is a little bit of heart with Marge at the end.
Well, not only that, you've got Homer Lisa having some, and you've got a little bit of Lisa Bart where he relies on her to, like you said, be kids and keep the adults out of it while
Also,
still
I
getting
think
her.
it's one of those softer episodes on Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
Nelson actually shows
You see a bit of
more his
sensitivity
character,
where he's
like,
all about Andy Williams, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but not just that.
Yeah,
But
he's-
he's not just wailing on them
Yeah,
constantly.
he's hanging out with these, 3 dorks.
Yeah. I remember listening to one of the DVD commentaries and them saying, fans have pointed out that Nelson's sort of conveniently their friend and not their friend sometimes. And one of the rules that they sort of stick by is that he can be their friend in summer or vacation times.
But at school he
But
has to be.
well, also he could be their friend outside of Jimbo and Dolph.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't see like Bart and Milhouse interlope with that group, but
No.
Yeah, I mean, you think of Lemon of Troy, where they invade Shelbyville and he's paired with Martin.
But and his dynamic works well with the others, being the muscle of the 3. And
I think it calls greatly back to Bart the General in season 1, where it says Nelson will continue to be a figure of menace within the community, but will yield no actual power. So it's part of the treaty, man.
Yeah. So yes or no? Do you want to watch it again?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
good.
All right, we're going to
Great
watch it again. We're going to
episode.
put it in a playlist. Again, Bart-centric episodes.
Road trips.
Road trips,
Put this with the trucker episode.
Yeah. it almost qualifies for a daddy-daughter, but I don't think it's focused on them enough.
Not enough.
No,
Kids with kids working.
yeah, the kids, doing jobs, and you can do Menu Boy in that one as well.
With a boy.
Fantastic. Let's rank it. Jacque, kick us off.
Gold, straight up.
Yep, cool.
I'm again sitting on the gold cubic border. It's tough.
I know where I'm going.
Where's that?
I'm going gold as well. Like,
Yeah.
it feels like it should be a cubic because, like, there's so many classic moments, but
You think of actual
no.
cubics and you're
Yeah,
like,
that's
it's just
kinda
that
where
rank above. Not that bit above. It's like,
Yeah.
a whole rank above that. And this is just a solid Simpsons episode.
that's exactly right. I'm not blown away with, like, because even the last one, I was actually blown away with how funny it was,
Yeah.
even though the story was stupid. So this one, like, like you said, it's solid. It's, so what do you think you're going?
Yeah. I enjoy it more because of the nostalgia and that it's so quotable. I am going to go with gold. It was tough because like the whole way I'm like, I know it's going to be a gold at least, but does it trip over into that extra ranking and just doesn't, unfortunately. It's not quite as densely layered or quite as,
But-
story-wise is great. But
But
it's just,
still second from the top is,
Hey, gold is still good. We've
Gold
said this
it,
many times.
All right, cool. Well, that about does it for episode 38 of the Simpsons Index, and thank you for joining us, Jacque.
Man, it was my pleasure.
Yeah, hope
Can't
you
wait
had
to be
fun.
back.
Hope we can see you again. And
Damn right.
And Beach, thank you as most always.
Yeah, if you didn't close, I'd never leave.
All right, guys, and that about does it for this week. I'm your host, Elliot J. O'Neill, and that's all the mustard in the house.
Keep it alive!
Thank you for checking out the Simpsons Index podcast. Don't forget to go to www.thesimpsonsindex.com for the spreadsheet and information about upcoming episodes.
And for today's extra content,
The Simpsons Index.
An online spreadsheet
That is also a podcast. This is the podcast. Ew.
It's like I'm right next to your ear.
Yeah, it is. Ew. Perfect.
I know, I'm purposely Richard Mercering my voice a little. Now you're listening to
The
Smooth
love
FM.
God.
Yeah.
May we just switch to full NPR mode and talk really close and quiet?
Well, my husband was just released from jail last week, and I want to play our song.
Okay, what would that
but-
song be, Shelley?
I want to know what love is.
Okay,
I
right.
want you to show me.
And what's your husband's name?
Greg, and
Greg?
Greg's, or
Okay, Greg, this is going out from Jillian, who won't shut up. This is I want to know what love is. She just wants you to know she cares about you so much. She's crying into my headphones.
Thank you,
It
the love
hurts.
God.
She won't leave. I only keep this jug because I have a mortgage.
Smooth 95.3.
Wait, defamation. Move on.